You know, it's such a beautiful autumn day. The sun is just shining outside, it's gorgeous, and it's really cold out there. But just to gaze at it, even from the window, is such a breathtaking experience. I really love taking advantage of these as much as possible. You know, in the winter up here in the north, it's the days, there's so much less sunlight that it really takes a toll on our emotional well-being and even our physical health. So it's nice to take in this gaze near the end of the day. And my peace lily flower she never gave me any flowers this year. So I don't really know too much about these plants. I know they're supposed to make really nice indoor plants and give really cool looking flowers, but she only developed the flowers on the first year that I got her. So I'm kind of curious as to what kind of love and attention the peace lily needs in order to produce her flowers. Another thing that I sometimes like to draw into is tarot cards. I've never had some kind of official training of how to read professional tarot, as even there's so many courses out there to teach that now. But I did find them to be a good outlet for psychic expression. So things that our higher self is really constantly delivering down for us, but due to our mind chatter, we judge them or don't act on them and go about our more routine habits. The tarot offers a perspective to see through the nonsense that we create for ourselves in our daily dramas and stories, and just offer an outlet for that intuition to come down through the imagery, through the interpretation, through their inherent meanings, to basically say, out of all the muck that's going on right now, this is the one path that is most relevant for you. And having used this tool this way for a few years now, it's shown to be pretty insightful when that extra catalyst for internal information to find its way out. And anyways, the card, when I pulled the deck out of my little bag, one of the cards didn't want to come out, so I thought, okay, you must be the one that went to be seen. And the card that I got was the Prince, or the Knight of Swords, which this deck represents as clouds. And the description of the word of this particular card also is mind. And this to me is a position that really wants forward movement, like to really make choices and act on them, but it has a hard time discerning what is the best action to take out of all the options available. So much so that it really creates a lot of stress in such a busy mind. And so I thought, just how perfect and appropriate is it that this is the message that comes through for my questioning, to ask, the universe, the divine, to give me some clarity as to what I need to choose. So to me, this is a symbol of needing to be aware of what's the current block, so that I can consciously choose, don't focus in on what my mind thinks is relevant right now, because there's actually something deeper than that. And so I want clarification on then what's going to be stopping me from progressing forward with more momentum to actually choose where I want to invest my energy in. I want a little bit of guidance in terms of, okay, so specifically which of those decisions or options available to me is the one that I should choose. And so I just do a random pull, and the deck shows me the Major Arcana number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. This deck classifies it as change. And that's a really broad descriptor, because change really means any of the available options to me could create change. But then have to look at this deeper. Which is going to create the biggest change? Just the right amount that's beyond anything I've experienced so far, but not so much that it's going to like creep me the fuck out and I'm going to fall back onto old patterns. So, to find which of those choices, which of those options is the one that strikes that balance, that sweet spot. So now I know that what I'm going with is a feeling, and I really have to tune in onto my feelings of everyday circumstances rather than a logical decision. Should I do this today? Is this the most worthwhile thing to do? That line of inquiry just isn't going to work for me. So I'm going to have to recede into feeling out that option. Be like, oh, how does that make me feel today? And if I feel a bit of a contraction, then I'll be like, okay, don't do that. Let's explore the next thing. But if I feel a pull, a desire to go, then I know to go ahead and proceed with that. And I think that these are sensations that we all really need to connect in and tune in on, is where do we feel that immediate pull. It's like that immediate check-in that you do with any small or big decision in your day. If you're not certain, and you can tune into your body to see how it describes for you which is the best decision to make, where is the pull greatest. And so one of the common ways that can be experienced is just by how you feel the subtle energy of your body. And by subtle energy, I mean literally, if you just stand there and do nothing, what does your body do? Okay, if it's slightly drawing you forward, then allow that motion to go, like move forward. And then literally just allow it. This is how dumbed down it is, just to tune into your body's subtle communication. If you feel that sensation again, and you literally just need to zonk out and be like, it completely clears your head. It has that capacity to completely clear your conscious mind out of the way and tune into higher information. So this is the technique that can be practiced and used regularly, of course, through the practicing, to get more clear and clear information as to what is the next immediate action, a step you need to take into your life, as well as what additions or deletions from my life right now, in terms of things I'm doing or taking, will elicit a better version of me, a healthier version for me. So this is a very powerful tool to really use, and you know, I use this on myself, called muscle testing, and also use it on others for this in the same similar way, to be able to tune into that body's capacity to be a tool, a yes, no, strong, weak regulator. That is a tool that anyone can then use, as I said again, to reap the best benefits for you and the entire community and everyone that you can touch with your life, to do the most you can and do the best you can with everything available to you, and to trust that everything that you need is going to be made available to you as it becomes relevant for you to have that knowledge or awareness. So yeah, that's kind of like the architecture of how to flow into always be in the best of moments. Which means by default you're always going to be doing the most contributing into the world in the most meaningful ways you have to offer. It's just by feeling good as much as possible, all the time, if possible. Right, Peace Lily? I know you produce some flowers for next year. So yeah, and if anyone's wondering, I was using the Osho Zen Tarot deck. It was the first deck I ever got, and it was the one that stuck with me the most. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the more comingness of people coming together in like mind and doing greater things for this world, really creating a lot of new infrastructure to fill the gaps that currently exist in our existing systems that help provide for the needs of everyone, regardless of your status, orientation, ethnicity, whatever it is about you. And to really clear away all the divisions that we have created for this desire to protect ourselves. And we don't even know what we're protecting ourselves from. It's ironic. So I'm going to close this ramble / insight integration into just wishing anyone who sees this a beautiful day and a beautiful week, and to really harvest the amazing change energies that are in the air that I'm sure everyone can feel. And there was one other thing that I wanted to mention as well, that I have been experimenting with not showering. And I think that what I've realized more with it lately is that aside from the physical changes that begin to take place with the body, then of course there comes also mental or spiritual insights and awarenesses that come with that. And realizing that the almost ritual of not showering is a form of shedding away the old, whether they're just like people in my life, or situations in my life, or thought patterns and belief systems in my life. It's like a way of allowing that stuff to come up to the surface, literally, because I'm not trying to get anything away. So anytime that we shed anyway, or we detox in any way, then we also ditch a lot of the toxicity in our thoughts and feelings and sensations that we're holding inside towards ourselves and towards others. And then we process those emotions. And so yeah, this is just another way of doing that. And it is, again, also interesting to observe how the body adapts to the environment that you give it to work with. So by not taking a full shower, I now realize almost the enjoyment as well of the subtle taking care ofs that I would do, or that one would do with oneself on a daily basis or on every other day basis. Suddenly washing your face feels like a very attentive ritual, to be very mindful in that moment of all the subtleties of the face and your skin. And then the next day, or as part of that routine, to use some pads and have them in a solution that you can contact with your face and allow another different layer, a more subtle layer of cleaning without the abrasion, without the abrasiveness of being on a running shower. So suddenly, becoming aware of those subtleties brings an appreciation for the subtleties and what is subtle in life, and that helps us to stay in a mental space where we can choose the best decisions for us day by day based on that subtle. Do I feel propelled to go here or propelled to go there? So I guess I was just tying in kind of today's realizations with what has been physically happening with me and my body. Once again, thank you for taking that in with me, and I hope that somebody else is also touched by the honesty and transparency that I wish to portray into the world, and that others will take that element into their world and into their lives and touch people in an honest way and get everyone to be a bit more honest and transparent. Be well, everyone.